Yo, this is the third video in my beginner Metal Foundry course exercise practice video thing. Still need to work on the title. Just like the other two videos in this series so far, I'm going to teach you how to play 3 examples, then we're going to practice them together. We're going to practice each one 10 times in a row, and each time it repeats, it'll get 5% faster. And then right at the end, there's going to be a performance along with a backing track. By the time you've finished, you'll be able to play this. Okay, let's crack on with example 7. Oh, one thing. In order to be able to do this, you need to know what this is. This is a rest that lasts for 2 beats. A rest is a silence in music. To achieve the silence, you've got to make sure that you bring your hands down against the strings in order to stop them vibrating. I use a combination of both my picking and fretting hands to do this. I'm not going to give you a proper explanation of this here though. If you get stuck, leave me a comment and I'll help out where I can. You also need to know that this is a rest that lasts for 1 beat. Example 7 starts with a power chord. Now a power chord is 2 notes played together at the same time. In this case we have got fret 2A and open low E. We're going to strum our pick through both of these strings with a downwards motion. By the way, the word strum means to play multiple strings at the same time with your pick or with your fingers. So we're going to put our finger here on fret 2 and we're going to strum our pick through both the strings as directed, but we're going to palm mute them at the same time like this. We're going to repeat this 4 times using coffees. Coffee, coffee. Not forgetting that our palm mute doesn't need to be heavy. You don't need to really push your palm into the strings as you play. And you also don't need to pick overly hard with your pick. Then we've got our first 2-beat rest. So I'm going to bring my fingers down against the strings gently so that they're just touching the strings in order to stop them vibrating. And I'm also bringing my picking hand down against the strings as well, just gently to double check that the vibration has stopped. So I'm going to go like this. And that rest is going to last for 2 beats. Then after that, I'm going to play another coffee on my E power chord palm muted. Then I'm going to have a rest that lasts for 1 beat, and then I'm going to repeat that again. We're going to use the word rest to describe how long our 1-beat rest lasts for. I'm going to call the 2-beat rests top hats. 2 words, 2 beats, because they kind of look a bit like a top hat. That sounds a little bit childish, but it is memorable, so it will help you remember that whenever you see one of these symbols, it's a 2-beat rest in the future. If I put that all together, it sounds like this. Right, let's practice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Coffee, coffee, top hat. Coffee, rest. Coffee, rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Coffee, coffee, top hat. Coffee, rest. Coffee, rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Coffee, coffee, top hat. Coffee, rest. Coffee, rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exercise 8 is a little longer. It's going to start with a T on our E power chord, and we're not going to palm mute this. Then a 1-beat rest, so T, rest, T, rest. And then we simply repeat that 4 times. T, rest, T, rest, T, rest, T, rest. Then we're going to do coffee tea, palm muted on the coffees, coffee tea, but not on the T. Coffee, tea. Then we're going to repeat that twice. Coffee, tea, coffee, tea. Then we're going to play fret 3 on the A string with your 3rd finger. And then fret 2 on the A string. Now, we need to introduce you to a new note value, by the way. Note value. That is the length of a note measured in beats. We need to talk about this. This is a half note. It's a note that lasts for 2 beats. And we're going to call it a half note, 2 words, 2 beats, to help us remember that it lasts for 2 beats and not another number of beats. A bit like how a top hat is the same thing, but a silence that lasts for 2 beats. Okay, let me just put that all together after 4, just so you can have a quick listen to it before we start practicing. 1, 2, 3, 4. T, rest, T, rest, T, rest, T, rest. Coffee, T, coffee, T. Half note, half note. Let's start practicing after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. T, rest, T, rest, T, rest, T, rest. Coffee, tea, coffee, tea. Half note, half note. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tea, rest, tea, rest, tea, rest, tea, rest. Coffee, tea, coffee, tea. Half note, half note. 1, 2, 3, 4. T, rest, T, rest, T, rest, T, rest. Coffee, T, coffee, T. Half note, half note. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. let's move on to our final example for today, exercise number 9. The first 2 bars. A bar is a section of music separated by these lines, which we call bar lines. The note value used in the first 2 bars of exercise 9 is T's, notes that last for 1 beat. So we're going to start with open low E, then play fret 1 on the A, open low E again, fret 2 on the A, open low E, fret 3 A, open low E, fret 2 on the A. So far we've got T, 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 T. Then we've got an E power chord muted, and these are coffees. Then a 1 beat rest, and then the 2 coffees again on the E power chord. Again, palm muted, then a rest, and then finally we're going to play our E power chord and let it last for 4 beats like this. This is a note value that lasts for 4 beats. We call it a 1 big whole note. 4 words, 4 beats to help us remember how long to play for. If I just put it all together before we start practicing, it sounds like this. T, 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 coffee, rest, coffee, rest. 1 big whole note and stop. I'll count you in after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. T, 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 coffee, rest, coffee, rest. 1 big whole note. 1, 2, 3, 4. T, 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 coffee, rest, coffee, rest. 1 big whole note. 1, 2, 3, 4. T, 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 coffee, rest, coffee, rest. 1 big whole note. 1, 2, 3, 4. Finally, let's put it all together with our backing track. that's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the 60 Seconds of Shred YouTube channel. See ya.